Good evening, my dears. 10 o'clock, 22 and 6 minutes in Ukraine now. I hope you hear me good. Traditionally, I will wait your plus in the chat. I hope sounds is good, you see me good, and we can start. And two so important about pictures. I have a bad connection, not as usually. So, and yes, if you hear me good and you see me good, we can start. I'm see first pluses. Uh, before we start, broadcast, we start Ukrainian Ukrainian language lesson. Glad to see you, all of you guys, on our broadcast. Today I am alone, but I promise that with the Batman we will have a broadcast more often. But he a little busy man because he announced a big part of our project, but without details. Yeah, now he is busy and he preparing this for announce, maybe not yet, but a little later. I hope you good. I'm see my old school in the chat. Glad to see you. Sponsor of my energy Red Bull again, but they don't paid me and I will not use original can of Red Bull. Sorry, but we have not a Robin in our team because we are not Batman and Robin. It's not typical. It's the Batman, Superman, Métis, and other guys. Old school, yeah, Safades, you're not old. It's not about age, it's about old school. Old school, it's my favorite subscribers. It's people who with us from start, who support us and who give motivation for us, motivation to be with you. So as you know, as you heard, we talked about this on the previous broadcasts about Avdiivka. That Avdiivka is the only one stage of the big Russian offensive. So I'm use TikTok. I know that for the guys from the United States TikTok is the enemy application, but in Ukraine TikTok is okay. I understand that Chinese government, communists maybe do TikTok for maybe use TikTok for intelligence, for spying, for took information about us, but we don't scare it. We don't have a secret information. A little bit. I'm worried about my credit card. Maybe Chinese hacker can steal. But yes, we use TikTok, and every day when I'm scrolling video in TikTok, I'm seeing a lot of shit. What I mean, all world know about success of the Russian armed forces in Avdiivka on a Donbas direct. Yes, Russians government, Russian military command is very happy. They announced this on the whole world. Russian politicians use these narratives that Russian offensive started. But we must understand that Russian offensive never finished. When we talk about Russian offensive, we don't talk about only one direct, like Donbas region, for example. Yes, for example, now they had a success in Avdiivka. some information about Robotina. But we must understand that biggest part of the Ukrainian front line is the defense position. If we talk about defense position, it means that somebody attack us. Yes, maybe a mistake, maybe you correct me, but yes, biggest part of the position on the Ukrainian front line is the defense position, and the Russian offensive never stopped. And what about it all? Oh my god. Yes, I'm told about TikTok. And every day I'm see more and more and more video about Russian offensive. Is the and so often about Russian offensive on Kharkiv. So a couple months ago, I was in Kharkiv, and people from the Kharkiv they have a mood that so soon will happen something bad. So many people waiting for a continued offensive. So many people waiting for occupation again, and they understand that Russian forces doesn't stop. They doesn't stay in one position. Then they try, and we know about Crimea. Batman told about Crimea on the previous broadcast. So yes, and if they will took success on a Crimea direct, it means that they will more close to the Kupiansk. Kupiansk is the part of the Kharkiv region, and it's the Kharkiv region, and a lot of people from the Kharkiv give rank for this like a Kharkiv offensive. But we see real speed of the Russian offensive by. You must understand that by Russian field manual, offensive must have speed not less than 3 kilometers per hour if brigade do offensive. 3 kilometers per hour, it's too much. We see that is the one big city or not, one town per 6 months. It was Bakhmut, now it is Avdiivka, and more smaller towns for the last year, for the last 2 years. Everybody know that biggest success of the Russian army, it was the only start of the conflict, and yes, and now they have a small success on every directs. So what I think about this? For describe this, just not yet. Oh my god, what's happening with my OBS studio? I'm sorry for the pause. And yes, if we want to give a mark for the real scale of the Russian offensive, we can just look on the map. So, and I will show this for you. So everybody know how work deep state map. I hope you see my deep state. Or no, or you see only my OBS translation. No. You look on OBS. Okay, sorry, it's my bad. Ah, I'm so old for the work with this application. So when everybody know, forgive a mark of the real scale of the Russian offensive, we can give, we can just go on a deep state map. Every people can go to this website and see numbers of the red cursors Russians. All this symbol is the mean direct of the punch, direct of the offensive. So, and the last success, it was Avdiivka. I'm hate to sit on the broadcast and show map for you. So, but yeah, for today, for the understanding real scale and what's going on in Ukraine, we we must go on this website and talk about this. So, as you know, Russia had success in Avdiivka, and Ukrainian soldiers retreat from Avdiivka and go out from this city and small town near the city. So you have a gray zone there. If somebody know about what is the gray zone on this website, is the unknown status. Of this territory. Is the small secret information, small inside information, but Ukrainian military command doesn't talk about reserve position and where is this position. And if we will talk about unknown territory near Avdiivka is 29 kilometers. It means that in this region we have a defense position. But why I talk about this red cursors is the direct of offensive. We can see that only on Avdiivka direct distance of the direct of offensive on a front line. I will use just a direct line, just a one line, and we will see real scale. Only by direct line is the 15 kilometers. Is the 15 kilometers by one line. What is mean? Is the mean that in offensive now, not less than brigade. For brigade is too much. Is the army corps or division or couples division, and it's only on Avdiivka direct. And you can see that in the some territory like near Gorlivka is the stability territory, but last Ukrainian big success it's Klishchiivka. See this Klishchiivka, it's near Bakhmut. Half years ago we talked about that if we occupy Klishchiivka is the higher position, we can see that Russian do offensive are there in Klishchiivka, and Klishchiivka it's too close for the Chasiv Yar. And again we just are looking at the distance of the direct of attack is the 13 kilometers. What is mean? Is the mean that very very big forces now do offensive, and the Liman direct is the near Terny, Yampolivka, Dibrova, and the other small villages Russian do offensive. And on all front line on the Donbas and all territory Russian try to don't stay in one position. Yes, we have some good defense line near Kharkiv, near Kupiansk, but we must understand that if offensive will be more intensive, near Bakhmut direct, for example, is more close to the Slavyansk, and the Kramatorsk is the biggest city on the Donbas now. And if Russia will have success on this city, it's mean that situation near Kharkiv and near Poltava will be very, very terrible. We must understand this. And yes, and when some experts talk that only victory, blah blah blah, we can see only just on a map. And for you, I'm sure only Donbas direct. We don't talk about Zaporizhia and Kherson. I don't like to show a map, but I'm talking about this because I'm see a lot of shit, a lot of informational operations about offensive on Kharkiv. When we see on the map, we can understand the real distance between front line and Kharkiv. Kharkiv like as city, not as a region. And yeah, in my opinion, is the real shit. Because if Russia will do offensive with the speed like now, it means that near Kharkiv they will be not early than them after 1 year or after 2 years. We must understand it, my dears. We have reason for worried, but don't trust to shit. Nobody don't wanna surrender. Nobody don't wanna leave. We will defend Kharkiv. We will not leave from position because we talk about new commanders, and when new commander Syrsky give a command to leave from Avdiivka, so many people, pro-Russian people start talking about that the General Syrsky and Russian generals, blah blah blah, and he especially give for Russian territory for the Russian success. No, it's the shit. We try to save our soldier. And is the very important. If we will need retreat, we will do this. If we need go back for the save our soldier and for save our forces, we will do this. But don't trust in a shit. We doesn't have a super collapse on a front line. Yes, we have not stability situation on the front line, but we don't talk about collapse, about super fail. Yeah, we directly depend from the support. We directly depend from the support of our Western partners, but situation a little stability. We see that offensive, those red markers with offensive, is the direct of offensive, a direct of attack. And if you monitor a situation, they start this offensive on those direct, not only on Avdiivka half years ago. What it mean? It means that they doesn't have success. And no worry, my dears, no worry. Always be good, always be Ukraine. I hope always be good. And yes, soldier in Ukrainian army is the most important what we have. No tanks, no jets, no helicopters. Soldier, it's our lives, it's our people, and this matters. Yeah, Maros, soldier are what matters. Yes, you are right. So don't forget that in your chat you have a blue stripe with the запитання words. Запитання, it translates like questions. And yes, today broadcast will be more about talk about something, not with the direct situations. So yes, but Russian offensive is everywhere, and every time it's won't stop. No 1 seconds we doesn't have without Russian attacks, without Russian assault on any directs of the Ukrainian front line. And if we talk about Sumy, for example, yeah, I'm see that who write this. АФД Слава Сумського групування добровольців. Суд. You know, Sud, it translates like coward. Yes, if we talk about Sumy, who doesn't have a direct offensive, but every day diversional group try to go in the Sumy. Yes, we doesn't have a silent situation and a no only ones of the directs of the Ukrainian front line, and not only front line, every parts of the Ukrainian border. It's too very dangerous territory. So yes, and first question from the my moderator SMV, does your new unit job also need anything that can be donated from us? So uh, inside my dears, time to open secret. I will not serve in the infantry now yet at this moment. At this moment, I am served in the Air Forces regiment. But no worry, I'm not pilot. I don't have education. I have little other job. And when we talk about aviation, about helicopters, because I'm serving the helicopters regiment, I will not talk about fundraise about something. I will not talk about collecting of money or about this, because I don't trust to money collecting when you doesn't have report about this. If you don't give a real report, not shit photos from some stuff and say thank you. If you doesn't see system of this fundraising, for example, like in a monobank, banks on a monobank, in the special fundraiser system, when you see how many money you have on these fundraisers, how we need for the finish these fundraisers. If you see only if you heard about fundraising but you doesn't see a process of this fundraising, it can be a shit, not a fundraising. Yes. But yes, helicopters regiment, they doesn't need a super pooper armored body armor. They doesn't need a holographic or something like this. But yeah, today I'm talk with the ones of the officers. He's the pilot, high officers, but he pilot. It's very adult man. He have experience of flying not less than 20 years. Yeah, and he told that for the analysis of the flying on the training flying, they need a drone. They don't need a super modern drone like a Mavic 3 or something like this. They old Mavic, it's too be good for using this on airstrip for the check situation on the with the helicopters, how it works, and for analyzing of training flying for the young pilots. We will not do fundraise this because I don't know how work fundraise system with the Western's money, because we have a little different bank systems. And yes, if you have old drone, only one drone, and you don't need this, it's okay. But I will not fundraise money for my brigade. Safedes Andrew Babichev from 93 Brigade is legit. Help the 93 Brigade. Yes, if you trust to this man, if you see that is the real man, real soldier, he will give a report from this. For example, like a sniffing brigade. Yes, on every cars from the sniffing brigade we have sticker of the sniffing brigade, and we trust to snuffing brigade, and we trust him because they do a real good deal. They report this, and the soldiers say thanks for these guys. But if you don't see a real result of this work, you must think about maybe I will give it on the other food drives for the some soldiers or for some brigade of the some official volunteers foundation. It can be. Elvenar Sharik, the Ukrainian drug terrorists agreed to where transparent and reliable. Yeah, and you, my dears, ask me about broadcast with Rick the Ukrainian, and thanks for the. I forgot. One moment, I will took my phone, and I will say a real nickname. One moment, small technical pause. Yes, I'm here. Sorry for the waiting, and thanks for the N Hill. We communicated with the Rick Ukrainian, and he invite me to the broadcast. It must be this Sunday, but I will be a little busy. My godson have a birthday, only 1 year, and I will go on a birthday in Kharkiv in this Sunday. Yes, yes, as the beautiful example, like a Brandon Mitchell, because every his fundraise, he took this, he recorded this, he said, "Oh guys, it's thanks for you, we buy," and yes, it's the good example, guys, like a Brandon Mitchell. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When you see real result, not just a fake photo, real result. Yeah, Mercado is the two very good example. Yes, yes. Is the good guys, is the good bloggers, and they show real result. Yes, yes, you're right. So, but if you don't know who this, if you don't know this guy, if you don't trust, uh, don't donate him. Donate only for the guys what you trust. And yes, and I got talk about next question. Pasha, it's the question from the Chris Lambert. Pasha, we are frustrated with the American funding. How are you guys feeling about this? If they know, of course, they know. Of course, they know. Uh, um, what I can say about this? United States of America owes us nothing. The owes of us, they don't know owes for us money. But 20 years ago, they promised defense warranty for us. Defense warranty when we liquidate, where we destroy our nuclear weapon. Because if you know, Ukraine was a country with a nuclear weapon, with strategic bombers, with real strong aviation in whole Europe, And yes, we destroy our nuclear weapon, and Russia and United States of America, they promise for us defense warranty. As you see, uh, Russia tried to occupy us because we don't have this strength, and United States do this warranty of the defense with the combat vehicle, with the equipment, with the money for our defense and other. But I'm explain warranty guarantee not with only military support and money. If you promise if you promise defense warranty, it's mean about air defense system. It's mean about like a fleet in the sea near this country, like Russian, because Black Sea fleet a long time was in Ukraine. And the Black Sea fleet occupied Crimea. It's about NATO base on the territory of Ukraine, and is the real defense warranty, because country like Russia will scare it to do something bad with Ukrainians, because they know that United States of America give a real warranty, and American soldiers in Ukraine now, and they will do something, because if they will attack Ukraine, they will attack American soldiers. Yeah, is the one of example of the real defense warranty. But what we see, if aid, if help from the West will stop, it's mean that some country it's mean that some country don't fulfill their promises. It's this country will lose trust to him. Because so many countries waiting from the NATO bloc a real reaction on the alerts. But in the situation with Russia, we understand that in a real life it doesn't work like on a paper. Yeah. And if United States will stop, it will be very bad. And it will be very difficult to Ukraine to do something. And for example, with the new jets, without F-16, without new armored cars and new AFV, APC, new tanks, we can't do new offensive. New combat vehicle is very important, and military support from the West, it's too very important. We understand it, we appreciate this, but we wait more and more and more, because war doesn't stay in the one place. Every day new offensive, every day fallen soldier, every day casualties, every day we lose our vehicles. And yes, we need more and more and more and more. Is the real situation, is not opinion from the some soldiers, it's not from me, is the just a real situations. Yes, and the Russian influence and pro-Russian politicians we have not only in Russia or in Ukraine. In the United States, we do have pro-Russians political blocs and politicians, pro-Russian politicians. We have pro-Russian media in United States of America, and you cannot avoid this influence. And I am happy, my dears, that you choose right side. So don't forget that questions function is working. Question function is working, and I will write your questions and we will talk about this. I will be more actively working when in the chat. Kim C. Kim C. Hello, Kim. Can Batman train people over internet, or is it all done in person? Uh, so is the good questions. Is the question for our perspective. Um, Batman can do this face to face, and he will do this face to face in Poland, in Ukraine, and maybe a little later in the other European country. He will do this, but for the making some training on the internet, uh, it's he need be with me because I will be a cameraman, I will be assistant, and if I will give a help with this, Batman can do it through the internet. But when he in the Poland, it's a little difficult. And in Ukraine, it will be more effective because all examples, all experience, what he used in his training, it's only from Ukraine because it's the modern experience, and this experience of work now in our real life, and it's actually for today. Elvin Archer, Pasha, if it's not OPSEC, what type of the helicopters you have? I will talk that is the army aviation and army helicopters. If you know how you, I will not give a OPSEC, but if you will use Google and try to find army aviation in Ukraine, you can understand what type of the helicopters we have. But is the secret. I will show it a little later, don't worry, my dear. So when I will be more often on the airfield, I will show this a little later. It's not only old Soviet helicopters, not only old Soviet, but about this a little later. Gay, sorry, my dears. Everybody watch this video with the pig near front line. If you watch this video, just write pluses in the chat. If you watched this video in the shorts with the pig near front line. I hope that I will see a lot of pluses now in the chat. Oh, I'm C pluses, yes. Um, this video is the small announce of the new video, is the more longer than shorts. It will be video for 5 minutes from the last my deployment. This video I make in the Chasiv Yar, and so soon, maybe on this week. I will post this video. I hope it will be very interesting for you. I announced it early, but don't upload this a little later. Oh, so many pluses. Thanks, my dear. Thanks. Yeah, and now I'm announcing new video. It will be so soon. And I'm not forgot. I'm remember winners who will took VH patches. I will send it in the Monday because I had some shit on my job, and I will send all for all of you at Monday. And I remember but everybody I will go on a post service, and I will send it for everybody. But on a Monday, and you must be ready that it will be post will work not less than 1 month. It's we have experience with the Jeff with the AK-74 great. Yeah, how long it was. When I'm saying the box, you took it only not less than after 3 weeks, if I don't mistake. Same V. What is my salary as a moderator for tax pure process? Uh, ask about this Batman. He have not a salary as an instructor in Ukraine on the front line. I will talk about payment for you. He will cry if we will make a salary for you. So yeah, and I will check chat. Mr. Dick's Polish Truckers Union. Do they hate the West too? And I'm see so many questions about grain and about Russian grain in Poland. Uh, so do you know that Russian government announced closing Russian and Belarusians grain and agro waste in the Poland? Yeah, because all this time they work, they trade, they sell Russian and Belarusian grain in Belarus, but this procedure will stop. Polish farmers, it's not only about Ukraine, as you know, in the whole Europe, we have farmers protests because new ecology standards in Europe is very terrible for the farmers. As you know, diesel will be more expensive. Pesticides, they must use less numbers of the pesticides, and we have farmer protests not only in Poland. In the farmer protest, it's not only about Ukrainian grain. Ukrainian grain is the only small reason. If you interested about question, if you're interested in this question about Ukrainian grain and the Polish farmer protests, just go go in our channel on a previous broadcast, and last 20 or 30 minutes Batman talks about grain problem and the farmer problems in the Europe. uh, hey, what is MAGA? What is that? I'm see messages about MAGA in the chat. What is MAGA? Who can describe it for me? Make America Great Again is the Trump political party. So it's what the party told. When we had broadcast about dictators interview, I'm told that Carlson Tucker give access for the Putin lore, for the Putin story, and for the Putin narratives. And now it can see all civilized world who understand English language. English is the international language, and all world can see this shit, can listen in this shit, and I think that numbers of the Putin supporters only increasing after this interview is the result of what I told. This interview it was a big punch for the for the whole world, my dears, for the whole world. Not only for Ukraine and not only for the United States. I'm see that so many Africans media support Russia, and they are really happy that high authority journalists now work with Russia and blah 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 blah. But Tucker Carlson is the very big serious journalist on the guys like a Tucker Carlson is the anti-vaccinators, is the anti-Ukrainians, is the pro-Russians. We use politicians, and for the pro-Russian we use journalists, and no more. Yeah, this stream of shit about Russia, Russia is a great country, Putin is the good leader, is the result of this stupid interview. I'm told about this, that numbers of the Putin followers will be increasing. Thanks, my dear, that you describe what is MAGA in the chat. Don't forget about question functions, my dear. Safades, do you guys use hammocks in the trenches? What is that? Hammocks. Hammocks? Ah, hammock, like in Hawaii. No, as a hammocks, it was a small joke when we told about ATO and OOS. Is the operation of the United Forces in Ukraine. It was before full-scale invasion. We joke that you are go to the front line for sit in a hammocks and do nothing. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you know, front line is the like a fairy tale. You know, maybe somebody used this, but I never see this. Maybe on some distance from front line, because I'm seeing it's dangerous. You must be on the ground on the front line. In the trench, you must be on the ground, and the hammock it a bad idea. Chris Lambert, how is your head at the moment with your contusions? Of course, is the is the good questions. Sorry that you worry about me, Chris. Um, Today was a stupid story. Today was stupid story, and it's about my head. Uh, I'm do some administrative shit in the police station of our city, and I've done this. I've took this pack of documents, and I'm driving from the police station to my brigade, to my unit. I'm staying near road light, and I'm understanding I'm forgot road to my brigade. I'm just a stay and they said, what the fuck? I forgot road to my brigade. I'm drive here 1000 times, but fuck, I forgot this. It was just a stupid pause for 2 minutes maybe when I'm saying, hey, I must turn right or turn left. What the fuck? Yes, sometimes my head do real shit, but with you on a broadcast, I'm only with the clean head and with the clean mind. Maybe when situation will be more bad, I will start a special broadcast rubric. I will name it PTSD shit or contusion shit. And I will talk only about but stream of my crazy minds or crazy things, like what will be if I launch nuclear bomb on the moon, and Putin and 2 elephants and 1 giraffe will be on this nuclear bomb, and we will do, and we with you with a serious face will talk about this shit. These rubrics I will give name for this rubric PTSD shit. Yeah, I think. And I think that so many comments it will be, hey Pasha, time to go in a clinic, time to go in a psychiatry, time to go in asylum. But not yet. With you, I am only with a clear mind and with a clear head. Brain fart. It happens. Yeah, sometimes. Thanks. Brain fart. Uh, Kim C, how did you survive the Surströmming challenge? surstroming challenge. Who don't know about this, you can go on the channel of the operator Starsky, Brendan, Mercada, and other. So it's not so terrible. It's yeah, it's have bad smell. Yeah, it's the taste like shit, not like a real man's shit, just a very bad smell and bad taste, but it's real to use. Uh, I watched video when one of the westerns bodybuilder with a serious face open can with the surströmming and eat this, and he said, spicy, oh, salty, or something like this, and he was real happy that he eats surströmmings. But in our cans, we had the fish without meat. It was only fish bones. So yeah, it's not so terrible. And as you know, we drank water from surströmmings. Yeah, is the bad, is the shit, is the smell super bad. My jacket smelled of this shit maybe 3 days. I dropped this in the wash machine, and after washing, it's too smell of like shit, but it's not so terrible. It's the 50-50, I think. So, and don't forget, if you wanna support our channel, it's the not fundraising. I'm doesn't do fundraise as I told. If you wanna just support our channel, you can do this by a platform like a PayPal or they buy me a coffee. As you know, we are not government project, and my guys doesn't have a salary. They have no work. They work less. They work only with me and with our project, preparing new startup and new project in Ukraine. So, and if you wanna support us, you can do this by a platform like a PayPal or they buy me a coffee. So yes, and I will looking for the next question. What was the best food you ate in the last week? Is okay. Thanks, Borsdwill, for the question. Sometimes uh, um, sometimes I think that we have project. It's the not about war, not about something. Is the about persons, because you very often asks about feed, about how I feel about my head, but you less times ask about, can you told about something about tactical medicine, about tactical training or something like this. It looks like a beauty blog. And so soon I will start to make a video like a good noon. Today we unboxing pack after supermarket, or I buy fish or bread. It must be a separate project, I think. So yeah, my dears, and I must warn you that this broadcast will be not so long, because tomorrow I will go on a funeral of one guy's in my city. It's not guy from my brigade. I don't know these guys, but I think that I must go, because this fallen airborne soldiers from the 95th Airborne Brigade, and tomorrow will be funeral, and I must visit. It will be at morning, and I think that couple questions, and I will go to sleep. Leslie Boschel, how do you all live without wages? I'm live with wages because I'm an active service. I have service. I'm not. I have wages. I don't know it. It's a Batman problems, really. I have salary. No worry about me. Is that, Leslie Boschel is the really good question, because sometimes it can songs like shit. Oh yeah, it's we're not government and blah blah blah. We need a donation, but really, when we talk about survive, they have money for survive. But when I'm talking about this, I mean that diesel, car maintain, nutrition, rent rooms for the living when they in the Ukrainian cities. It's some money, Yeah, they are volunteers. They have not a salary. I have because I'm an active service, but when we talk about our guys, is a little different. But it was a hot question, Maybe Pasha scammer. Maybe his life. No, no, they really have not salary in the Ukraine. Is the true. Did the pig turn into a tactical barbecue delight or stayed the pig under the house after you met aka Croat 74? So I don't know what happened with this pig. I was on this house, on this position only once or two times, and all these two times, pig was alive. But I don't know. I don't know what's happened with this pig now. Is the territory not under occupation now? I hope this Vasa is the name of this pig. He survived. Freedom for Vasa. Start challenge. Leslie Bowshell, I didn't realize you all had to pay for your own fuel. Uh, yeah, because cars is the not military cars is they are not a part of the military brigade of the unit for this moment. And yes, when for example he was the ones of the National Guard battalion, they don't need this because NGU bed give for him flat, give for him fuel, and it was free. But now when we more oftenly worked with civilian and the volunteers unit is the more difficult. Yeah, I don't know, maybe it's the bureaucracy or other reason, but I don't know why. Is the you know when we talk about this question like a salary, mm, not all if somebody know guys who fought for Ukraine, they was volunteers in Ukraine and they don't join to the Legion, for example, they was like they felt like a real pirates, yes, without green book from army, without medals, without veteran book. They just go to the unit, join, fight, and go home. Uh, they pay for yourself, for your food, for your nutrition. Yes, they fought, but officially they wasn't in this unit because Ukrainian love systems don't allow to join of every people. For example, in a national guard can serve only Ukrainian civilian, Ukrainian members, for example. And all my volunteers group, what we told in the previous video, they have not salary. And yes, uh, when we talk about fuel, Batman don't told about this, but when he started with the project Jan Halacharonets, it's about evacuation from the front line. He sell his jewelry and he sell his some shit for the making first money for the start first travel for the evacuation in Ukraine. Cheryl Whitley, I can't get the QA function to work even when I hit the ask something this time. You know, if you can't use QA function, just mark me. You are right, Leslie Bowshell. Yeah, just mark me in the chat and I will answer for this. Some people told me that story about Ukrainian technical grain making its way into the Polish food market. Is this disinformation? Any insights on this? Cheryl, my advice, go on our previous broadcast and last 30 minutes Batman told about this. When I listened in him, I thought, oh, what does a grain expert? Yes, he analyzed so many sources about this and he give a real good information about this. Yeah, technical grain is the shit only for big corporation who make a big money. And in my opinion, that Ukrainian farmers were deceived too, because $12 for the 1 ton of the grain, it's nothing. It's the very small money. So more details about it on the previous broadcast. It's the ideal example and very good information. Who was with us on the previous broadcast? They know what about they told. You know, from this situation, only big corporation have a profit. Only big corporation and no more. No farmers, no transporters, only big corporation. Murray Duncan, good morning from New Zealand Oblast. Good morning. I'm so soon will go sleep. We have evening, but for New Zealand, good morning. So my dears, couple question and QI function, and I will go. Miriam, is Batman training the guys on march as well as combat? Yeah, for sure. March is the ones of the main. Is the main. Ah, March is the ones of the main of our directs in the training, but uh, Kuba, he's a tactical medicine expert, and he talk more about this because he certificated very high ranks instructor, and he told about this. But yes, uh, Kuba worked with some organization in Ukraine. They do KZVAC from the front line directly, and they have real fresh updates, real fresh information, and March procedure they change it every times. They include new experience, and yes, we don't lose no one of use from March, and there's the actual information, and yes, we train this for guys what will work. Borstville, how common are Maluk rifles on the front line? I've never seen Maluk rifles. I've never seen, but I know that they have on the front line. Maybe because I doesn't work with the CSO, because only special forces Ukrainian use Maluk and some airborne brigade, but it's not those brigade what we've worked with them. For example, in 81st Airborne Brigade, we fight with them in the one positions. They have not Maluk, but it's the same like a AKA system. Is the very simple system, very simple to maintain, but it's bullpup, and it's that's important that is bullpup, because bullpup is the more comfortable than typical rifle systems. But we have not only Maluk bullpup. Ukrainian Ford 201 is the two bullpup, and National Guard have Ford 201. Reconnaissance unit use this weapon. Murray Duncan. At first, hi Pasha, good to see you too. Hi Miriam, Evelyn, Elgada here. I hope you are good, guys. And the explanation about the grain in the last stream was excellent. I have not heard any media explain it in that level of details. Yes, because Batman lose not less than 2 or 3 days for analyze and monitoring any sources, and he personally talked with some farmers. It is the real information from the fields, only real inside here, no shit. So, my dears, thank that you visit my Q&A broadcast today, and the next time I will be prepared more better. We will discuss about something more interesting, but I'm happy that you join our broadcast. Thanks for your big activity in chat. Glad to see you all new subscribers and my old school, my dears. Old school is the is the strong. I appreciate you, my dears. And don't forget, if you want to support our project, just under my face you have links, and in the describe of this broadcast you can see links on a buy me a coffee and a PayPal. Have a nice day, have a nice night. It depends from your timeline, and see you a little later. See you a little later, and waiting for new video. It will be so soon. And my dears, all guys who's give your post address for me, so soon wait for the gifts. See you later. Slava Ukraini. Safedes, not добрый вечер. Вечер. Вечер is Russian. Yeah. Have a nice day. Have a nice night. See you later.